Alrighty, thank you for being here. Let's dive straight in. Please like, subscribe if you're going to enjoy this type of content. Would really appreciate it. It's very competitive, so hopefully I can deliver you guys some value and some good content. Not going to be a fast moving video today. It's just going to be this boring Obsidian page with a couple of dot points that I've very technically laid out for you to enjoy. Now, working remotely, that's always been a dream of mine, and I'm sure that if you're watching this video, it's something you're thinking about, something you're fantasizing about, because getting up every day and just going to some crappy work environment just doesn't quite spark you up anymore. I think the realization since COVID that, work does suck a bit, and people realize, wow, staying home is quite nice, having that freedom and that flexibility to go to the office when you feel like it, work from home. It's really awesome. And I think it's something worth striving for now more than ever, because given on your financial situation or your skill set or your background, this is the new luxury, right? The ability to work from home, to work on your own terms. This is the new luxury. Back when our parents and grandparents and stuff were young, you could get a house or a property for, 10 grand, $20,000, pay it off in, I don't know how long they would have taken to pay it off back then. But, those same properties now, they're worth millions of dollars. And people in our generation, most of us may never actually be able to afford to buy our own place without going into debt for the next 30 to 40 years, which is just not a trade that some people are willing to make. Okay, I personally don't feel comfortable about it. Yes, I'd love to own a property, but what's more important to me is career, business, lifestyle first. Create those things first and then worry about the lifestyle, worry about the nice house and all that. So, a good priority now is, okay, how do I work from home? How can I work in another country? So, while there are many different jobs and skills that you can get to do that, we're going to talk about cybersecurity because that's why you're here, right? So if you're thinking about studying or you are studying, you're looking for work, I'm going to give you some tips and some things based on my experience to consider before you accept the job offer and go and work for a company if the remote work thing is important to you. Now, firstly, what I want to say is that if you're an entry level person coming into cyber, you're probably not going to be able to pick any job opportunity that comes up, because companies are going to be taking a chance on you. They're going to be hiring you as an entry level, which means they're going to be investing some time and some training into you, which may mean they might require you to be on site. But that's not always going to be the case with every company. They might be happy for you to work in a hybrid type of role or just work from home fully. It depends on the business, okay? But this is very important because you don't want to become disappointed if you get yourself a job in cybersecurity and then all of a sudden you have to work in the office. You need to come to this realization first. So the first thing is company culture. So you're applied for a job, have a look at the company's culture, right? Do they support remote work? Do they embrace a remote workforce? Okay, companies will, or they should, disclose that in the interview. They should tell you, yeah, we support remote work. There is a little bit of a thing that's happening now where companies are saying they're hybrid, but now they're trying to pull people back into the office more. This is something you need to be mindful of, something that may happen, okay? Some companies, as they expand to meet with their compliance obligations, or maybe just to have a display for clients and things like that, they might want people to be more in the office because it demonstrates an actual business, right? There might be various reasons why a company might do this, but it does happen. It is something to be mindful of. So that's the first thing. Make sure that the company that you're applying to or looking for a job with, they're going to support this. And I would be honest about your intentions if you're planning to go overseas, or if you want to just work from home in the country that you're in. Just let them know straight up and make it very clear that that's a very important thing. I had seen guys in the past not disclose and not make that clear, only to get onboarded and then to quit literally like a few days or a week later when they were told they had to come in more. It can be a slippery slope, this one. Just make sure you're clear about it and honest about it in the interview, okay? Again, if they want you on site, hopefully they're honest with you and upfront during the interview process. Now, another thing to consider is the type of role that you're going to be applying for. So, for example, if you're going to be a SOC analyst, that's going to require you to use certain tools and certain things that are going to be sensitive and protected. So, many SOC analysts can work hybrid, they can work from home, but they may or may not necessarily be able to work out of the country. So if your dream is to go and sit on the beach in Bali on some public Wi-Fi network, you're probably going to struggle with your company allowing you to do that, especially if you're someone who has access to tools, and especially in a job like a SOC analyst where they expect productivity, they expect you to be on the ball, looking at and monitoring the network and the security of however many clients your cybersecurity company is dealing with. That's the other thing too. Are you working for a cybersecurity company, or are you working in an internal SOC, right? Like Telstra or some ISP, where that definitely might not be allowed. You'd have to work on site. Okay, definitely something to think about. Is your role on site or off site? Meaning, does your job role actually require you to go to a client physically on their site to do a pen test or to consult or to meet with them about whatever issues they're having? Engineers, defensive, all types of roles and people have client-facing roles. Fortunately, a lot of it can be done on Microsoft Teams and other Zoom type of platforms, which is really good. But in some cases, they may actually require you to be on site, which is going to make it very difficult for you to live further away or be overseas. Okay, so we've covered some of those things. So yeah, some tips now is, like I said before, make it clear in the interview what your intentions are. Get it in writing if you can. If they've made the offer and they're signing you on, maybe just like ask HR or ask the manager, like, could I get this agreement in writing? That's up to you. That could be a risky move. They could think that you're being a bit sneaky there. But it's important to look after yourself in that regard and make sure that you're getting the deal that you were sold and that you thought you were buying into. You don't want to get a job and then turn around and find out that you're not going to be able to go anywhere and move anywhere. My particular role does allow me to work remote, and it does allow me to work remotely from another place, but there are very strict conditions around me being able to do that, and that doesn't change my deadlines. That doesn't change what I need to get done. So whatever issues or problems I run into remotely, that's on me. I need to find a workaround. I still need to meet my deliveries and my deadlines, but by working hard and proving yourself, you can put yourself in a position where the boss and the CEO feel comfortable to let you go. There's a measure of trust there. And that trust may not be given to you in the first month of employment. You may need to work 6, 7 months, come out of your probation period, and have demonstrated that, this guy knows how to hustle or girl knows how to work. I trust them, happy to let them go away and get their work done remotely because we know that they're going to deliver. Another thing that I think it's important to consider in regards to remote work is think about alternative positions. A lot of people get very obsessed with doing one job or getting into one role. For many people coming out of school or college, it's, become a SOC analyst, become a pen tester. But if remote work is important to you and the ability to travel and that freedom is important to you, don't ignore other opportunities. Don't ignore other types of jobs and roles within a cybersecurity company, as an example, that will allow you to do that, that will give you that freedom where you can go somewhere for 3 weeks or you can move somewhere permanently and work remotely. Don't push those things aside, okay? because life at the end of the day, as cool as cybersecurity is, as much as I love it and am passionate about it, and as much as you are probably passionate about it, and as cool as it is, you still need to have a life. You still need to, have some passions and some hobbies and some travel. And, you don't want to just be stuck in a corner somewhere in an office or just stuck in your home just looking at a screen all day. And a lot of your life when you are in this industry is doing that, because that's the world we live in. The things that we have are being monitored and secured by people who are dedicating a lot of hours to make sure that it's being protected. So it's important, but yeah, your health and your well-being and your life is very important as well. And now we're living in a time where it's getting very expensive to do anything. Freedom of location's the only thing we almost have left. Um, you know what I mean? That freedom to work from home, that freedom to go places. So don't let an office job rob you of that freedom. Really put your foot down and really get your mind set and fixed on finding a job that allows you to do that. But just remember that they may expect you to be on site in the beginning if you're entry level. If you already have experience, then cool. All you need to do is find a company that will be willing to let you do it. But just keep in mind that the role you have and the importance in your role may dictate where you can and cannot go. So thank you so much. If you're studying cybersecurity or want to get into cybersecurity and you want to work remote, you can definitely do it. Just keep the points that I've suggested firmly in mind when looking for jobs. Be clear about it if you are made an offer, that this is your intention, that this is what you're planning to do, and then the employer will be more likely to honor it and let you go. So thank you so much for watching. I will do another working remote video when I am remote, to tell you how it goes. So again, please, I really appreciate a thumbs up and a subscribe. I know the quality is not going to be awesome just yet, but the more people that watch, the more content I will make. So thank you, and all the best on your career path and journey.